He's got it, wants to throw. Wentz looks, pressure comes. Wentz hit, sack, back inside the 20. Aiden Hutchinson, that's number 2.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Big D Podcast, another episode where we talk about Detroit sports. Hopefully everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving. I got the chance to absolutely cook Ben in football routes. We did the walking routes, the 1v1s where we walked. Absolutely got cooked. No rebuttal.
Fake news.
Yeah, okay.
False.
There it is.
False statements.
There it is.
False statements. I'm pretty sure I had more touchdowns than you. And also, quarterback side of the ball, I'm pretty sure I had more passing touchdowns than you.
No, my girlfriend was throwing lasers, though. She had the most. No, not actually. Speaking of getting cooked on the defensive side of the ball, let's just talk about the Detroit Lions. So, the Lions lost to the Packers at home on Thanksgiving, 29-22. We pretty much just lost the game of turnovers. Now, the box score would indicate that we probably should have won this game. We outperformed the Packers in almost every single major stat on the team stat box score. We beat them in pass yards, rushing yards, first downs, third down percentage, fourth down percentage. Total plays, we had less punts. Oh, and shout out to Daniel Whalen real quick. Daniel Whalen had 4 punts for the Packers, and they all were inside the 20. He buried them all. So shout out Daniel Whalen. We had less penalty yards. We had more time of possession. Like, you might be thinking, Caleb, what does that even leave out? Like, what did we actually, like, what else is there? Well, it's been an overarching theme this year. Big plays. We gave up 7 yards per play, averaging ourselves 5.9. It's a 1.1 yard difference. That's not, we want that to be a lot slimmer. 7 yards is a lot of yards per play. Yeah, I think it just comes down to our corners again and defensive backs. Been a theme all year. Oh, Ben, what else has been a theme all year? How about sacks? We gave up 3 sacks and had
sacks?
Zero sacks we had. Here's a fun stat. In losses this year, our 3 losses, we average getting sacked 3 times per game. In wins, we average getting sacked 1.5 times per game. So a lot of it has to do with the O-line and what pressure the defense is bringing. Does Goff look good under pressure?
No.
The answer is no. The answer is no. I feel like every time we got some pressure, there ends up just being some wobbler thrown to Sam Laporta or Amon-Ra St. Brown that it's lucky if it's caught. And it's 2 yards short.
Yeah, facts. No, 100%.
So we've got...
It's an interception to the other team.
Or, yeah, the D-line tips it. We've gotten sacked 21 times this year. Which is, I mean, that's really good, actually. Shout out the O-line. That's really good. However, 9 of those sacks have come from those 3 losses. The other 12 have come from the 8 wins. I think we can see a correlation there.
Yeah, 100%. No, when Jared Goff's under pressure, he does not play the best. But I ain't out on Goff. I ain't out on Goff at all. Even though I saw a TikTok earlier saying Jaden Daniels to the Lions, and I'm like, I ain't out on Goff. Not yet.
The other big stat we lost in. Fumbles lost. Packers lost 0 fumbles. The Lions lost 3. It's 3 turnovers. It's hard to win when you turn the ball over 3 more times than your opponent.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. We suck. Lines are off.
All right.
Cancel the season.
All right. Let's get into it, though. Are you worried about the Detroit Lions? You're saying cancel the season. We suck. Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried at all. I'm actually not worried at all.
Fake news.
The only way
this is a facts podcast. We can't be saying fake news here.
Is the only reason I'd be worried at all is if this team was under 500. It's hard to be worried about the Detroit Lions when you look back at them and are just like, well, there's like, what? So it's the same season again. Oh well, who cares at this point? Like,
Yeah.
This is not it. Like, this is, even if we finish with 6 losses, say we lose 3 more, I'm completely fine with that.
11-6 is probably a playoff.
11-6 is a playoff team,
Mm-hmm.
and 11-6 is the best record or I would say 12-5 or 11-6 is probably like one of the best records I've seen the Lions ever finish with since being alive. It's probably the best record
Easily.
100%.
Easily.
So I ain't worried at all.
So in these last 3 games, we had a close one against the Chargers, absolute offensive slaughter from both sides of the ball. We had that really, really close game against the Bears where we came back. I would say it's less that we came back and more that the Bears just sold. And then we had the last.
Sucked in that game by the Bears.
We had the last game against the Packers where we lost, unfortunately. So in those last 3 games, the offense, everything looks good on paper, in person, except the turnovers, the fumbles lost, the interceptions thrown. Those have got to be limited, and it has to start soon. Everything else, though, on the offensive side, we're second in points per game in those 3 games. We're second in touchdowns. We're second in yards per game, 6th in rush, 3rd in pass, puts us 2nd overall. I'm genuinely not worried about the offense. Goff will figure it out. He's got to clean up the fumbles. He's got to clean up the interceptions. And this offense is a top 5 offense in the league. If we can do that, top 3.
Yeah, 100%. No, this offense is very, very good. I haven't been worried about our offense all year. It's our defense that I've been worried about, but you can't be going over and blaming Aaron Glenn for the defense. I don't think it's to the point where you can blame Aaron Glenn yet, just because we don't have the talent.
Yeah.
Which I think you're going to get into.
I am, yeah.
Our defenses, but.
So speaking of the defense, in those 3 games, we are 31st in points per game allowed. It's really bad. That's really bad. 21st in yards per game. 18th in rush, 23rd in pass. So we're still defending the run better. Would like to see the run defense be top 10 at least. I mean, it should be based on how we played earlier in the season. 23rd in pass. That's about where I expect us, and that's too bad. But a lot of that has to do with the talent we have back there, in that it's not all Aaron Glenn's fault. It's a lot has to do with the talent. We're also 25th in takeaways. We fumble a lot, and we don't force a lot of fumbles. That's just... It's hard to win football games like that, especially close ones like these last 3 have been. We've kind of gotten lucky a little bit. So, safe to say that this is the obvious side of the ball that needs improving. Now, with the trade deadline done, it's hard to find, good acquisitions. You got to kind of look at waivers and free agents. And we'll talk about them in a second. There's some that are available. Actually, one just came available. We're going to talk about in a second. But I just want to be calling for Aaron Glenn's job because we are missing 2 of our top 5 most critical defensive players. Number 1 being C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You can just see that there's a hole missing. I would have liked to see maybe Tracy Walker fill that sort of slot corner position that Brian Branch is playing. I think he can play that too, and Branch can kind of move into more of a solidified corner or a tight end strictly covered guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can strictly kind of exactly. even just a second slot corner that covers a tight end. I'd love to see Branch do that. That leaves more room for Anzalone to pass rush, which he's been doing a little bit up the middle. Just getting bodies out there, man.
And I think really good at it.
Yeah, I think a big thing that improves our defensive pass rush is just taking some of the pressure off of Aiden Hutchinson. He is getting held. He's getting double teamed every possession. And we have no one on the weak side that's been good enough to contribute whatsoever. Yeah. You had Aleem McNeil up in the middle of the defensive line there. He was contributing a little bit. He had a few good games. Shout out him. But I don't know if that's going to last. And I don't know. We need someone to come off the edge, and that someone is going to be James Houston. Eventually, He's another player that's missing. He just provides another huge threat off the edge on second, third, fourth down, and we're missing him.
Yeah, no. I don't think I really love Lee McNeil, and you never know what's going to happen, but I don't think he keeps up what he's doing right now. It is easily his best season by far. He has more sacks this season than he did the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
His run defense has been incredible this year, which it was last year too. Near the end of the season, his run defense was really good. But I just don't see any way that he keeps up the pass rush that he's been getting. But you never know. Like he's been growing into this guy where he's going to be able to get to the quarterback. And in my opinion, any good run stuffer can also blow through the O-line to get to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, can you actually catch the quarterback, or can you actually get to the quarterback before he gets out of the pocket? Like that's like the huge thing. Which I do think, since Lee McNeil's been playing better, Aiden Hutchinson has had a couple more chances.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just got his first sack in, I think it was like 4 games or 5 games or something like that. That was first the Bears, but yeah, I don't know. I do want to see some improvement on the pass rush 100% on this team, but I don't think that's got anything to do with what Aaron Glenn's been putting out there.
For sure.
Everybody wants Aaron Glenn's head at the moment, but whatever.
So we have these guys like Josh Paschal, the Okora brothers, John Kaminsky. These are guys that they shouldn't start on an NFL roster. These are guys that can come off the bench for a down or two, give you some depth, right? Those guys at depth positions, I'm in love with. Like, those are some great depth D-line guys.
100%.
They can come in, if they can just come in and, maybe even be a little bit of that James Houston we saw last year, where you come in for a third down and we say, hey, man, give it all you got, because you're coming out after this, and if you want another shot to get back in there, you better show me you got something. And we have so many guys that can do that. We have Romeo, we have Josh Paschal, we have like all these guys I mentioned. They're fully capable of just coming off the line in second and third down situations and getting after the quarterback. I do think that we are missing Isaiah Buggs a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot. It's forcing Ali McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson kind of to get singled out a little bit, and I think that is affecting, obviously, the D-line and the pressure, but it's also affecting the secondary. I wish I had stats on like how long a QB has to throw when so-and-so's in the game, when so-and-so's not in the game. Like, I think it would be so interesting to see. Another thing about Aaron Glenn is he's very, very conservative when it comes to blitzing. We rarely blitz more than 4. Rarely. I see these teams like the Ravens, like the Steelers, they're packing 6 guys in the box, and they're just going. They're shooting gaps, and the quarterback literally has like 0.8 seconds to make a decision or run.
Yeah, no. Which I do think that has something to do with our DBs, though. Like, I think we would be more blitz heavy.
I think so, too.
I just feel like we just can't trust our DBs that much. Like, we can't trust our corners in man coverage against these wide receivers. Like, you're not going to be able to trust Cam Sutton in man coverage against DJ Moore, because I watched that man get burnt multiple times. You can't even trust him against Christian Watson. Like, I watched him get burnt by Christian Watson a couple of times. But when you're playing teams, like when we have 2 games against the Vikings left, it's going to be Justin Jefferson field day once he's back, because he'll be back before that Lions game, mark my word.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb when we play the Cowboys. Trying to think of who else is. I guess the Saints, but the Saints, every single one of their players are injured next year. They literally have no wide receivers. Chris Olave is out. Michael Thomas is out.
And Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed is out. So, like, I don't even know who's another receiver on that Saints team. But we'll get more into that in Friday's podcast. But, yeah, I think one reason that we don't use the pass, like, blitz as many guys is definitely because of our cornerback strength and the injuries that we have on our team right now.
Yeah. So, I would sort of counter that and say the other mindset to this whole defense thing is defense in the NFL right now is all a game. Like, everyone is so talented. There's no, like, every offense besides a few are fully capable of just torching almost any defense they see. So I think part of it is, okay, I see what you're saying. We're like, okay, we got to back some guys off and just pass rush for. Well, I see these plays that teams are having against us where the quarterback has 5-6 seconds to throw the ball.
Oh, dude.
And these receivers are downfield. Yeah. And,
oh, my God.
And these receivers are downfield. I think Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell needed to sit down and say, hey, this defense we're doing right now is not working with the personnel we have. We don't have the pass rush to rush 4 guys and get pressure every play. We're not the 49ers. We're not the Cowboys. We don't have that talent right now. What is another way to get pressure? Send more bodies. I think I would like to see us mix that up a little bit, and there is not a more perfect team to do this against than the Saints, who have a mediocre O-line, who are going to have no receivers in the field. I think this is a great spot to say, new mentality on the defense. We're going to get gritty. We're going to get active. Instead of sitting back and holding down the fort, we're going to attack you and we're going to get right in your face. I think I'd like to see that.
I think this would definitely be a good week to do it against the Saints because of what you said, the mediocre O-line. I don't know what quarterback is starting this week for the Saints. Is it Winston? I don't know what.
No, I think Derek's back.
Yeah. If Derek Carr's back, either way, neither of them are like huge scrambling quarterbacks anyway. So you don't have to worry about like Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, or Justin Fields type scrambler. I mean, Jordan Love isn't the biggest scrambler in the world, but he can still get moving.
He'll improvise, yeah.
But like I do think our pass rush will be much better this week than it has previous weeks. But I don't know, we'll see.
I know. I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, no, going back to what you were talking about when you were talking about James Houston, and we need this guy back. Like, people don't understand how much this guy impacted. If you don't remember, he came in last year, like halfway through the season. He was on our practice squad for a while, and then I forgot, someone got injured, and he got brought up, and he just dominated. In 7 games, he had 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble, TFLs aren't on here, but 12 tackles, which for an edge, 12 tackles is pretty good.
Pretty good.
I just don't get much tackles. But 8 sacks in 7 games is absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at those games, Aiden Hutchinson's number were up.
Also went up
in those games also. Mm-hmm. So yes, once we get James Houston back, I think this team will be completely different, which his projected timeline is late December, mid to late December. But they said they don't know for sure yet because you never know what's going to happen after the injury he had.
Yeah,
he's got to get his footing again. Like
we cannot push it.
Like the exact timetable, you don't want to push it. Definitely, if we're going to make a playoffs push,
exactly,
might as well save them for the playoffs. Another guy that might be coming back for a playoff push, and I keep seeing better things about him, is C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
CD Deuce.
CD Deuce for a playoff push. That would be absolutely insane. I'd love to see him back. I think it would be much better on the secondary side of the ball there too.
Agreed.
And then the Marcus Peters thing, I don't think we've talked about it yet.
We did not, no.
Did we? So, the guy we were talking about before we started filming this was Marcus Peters just got released by the Raiders.
Put on waivers, yeah.
What would you like to see us do in this situation? Would you like to see us get him? Would you like to see us try to get him? Or what would you like to see?
I personally, I know I was just talking about this to you. I think on paper, it's an excellent decision to go and make a push for him. Veteran corner, maybe lost a little bit of his first step, but I don't care. There's no way he's going to be worse than the guys we have out there. And also, he's going to be a veteran guy to these young deep defensive backs like Kirby and Jerry and Brian. I mean, I just think that could be an excellent acquisition, an excellent add late in the season that could maybe just take us that next step defensively, covering the pass. I think he's got a lot to add. He's got some in the tank left. Raiders just released him. I think that we make a push for him. I don't know what his contract is. I'm not really sure how that works. If he clears waivers, I think you can sign him to a whole new deal. I don't know what his deal is now. I'm sure it's pretty high, but you're only paying half of that with the season left. I don't know. I think it's a decent, investment, honestly, to the future of this Lions team and to the growth of this defensive backs. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think he would be a huge acquisition. Definitely if we plan on, if we do sign him to a contract and it's more than just, the rest of the year. Like, say we sign him to a 2-year deal so we get him for the rest of this year and next year if he clears waivers. I think he would be a huge acquisition, one, just to help us out this year, be one of those guys. Like, he's not going to be an every down guy.
Mm-hmm.
But my guess is the Lions are going to take a corner and edge in the first round of this draft. Like a corner, edge, or D-tackle in the first round of this draft. That's what I've been seeing a lot of. And if we do that, if we take a corner, I think Marcus Peters, the veteran presence on this team, would be very helpful to our young guys like Jerry Jacobs and what would be our rookie. And one person that we haven't talked about either is God, I don't remember the name. Cornerback blew out his ACL the first game he got back. We signed him in free agency this year.
You're right. I can't remember his name. Let me look.
I literally cannot think of his name right now. But going back on Marcus Peters, his PFF rating is a 68.8, which isn't bad at all. Like, I don't know what, let me look up what Cam Sutton's is real quick just to compare to, because I have a feeling, Cam Sutton's is a 57.3, which is not good.
What about Jerry's?
And Jerry Jacobs is a 59.9.
So he'd be the best corner on our team.
So he'd, according to PFF, he would be the best corner on our team. So he's allowed 35 receptions on 50 targets, which is a pretty high number when you think about it.
Yeah.
He hasn't given up a touchdown yet though, because never mind. I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. He has 35 total tackles and 35 receptions allowed. In my brain, I was thinking, that means he hasn't allowed a touchdown, but you can get tackles on rundowns, Ben.
Correct.
But no. He has one interception, which he returned for a 75-yard touchdown.
Nice. That corner you're talking about is Emmanuel Mosley.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah. He's good too.
Yeah, I think he'd be the best corner. I don't know. It's hard to say. Our corner position needs a lot of help. I like our safeties. I love our linebackers. I love 3 of our defensive linemen once one comes back.
Yeah.
I love them all, but not as
starters.
Guys.
They're not starters.
I probably like 2 as starters in Aleem McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson.
I wouldn't mind Bugs too, honestly.
I wouldn't mind Bugs either. But yeah, we do need a lot. If we do nothing on offense in this free agency and literally do nothing, I would like possibly to add another wide receiver. But if we re-sign Donovan Peoples-Jones, we don't need to add another receiver. We have Amon-Ra, Josh Reynolds, Jamison Williams, DPJ, Khalif Raymond.
That's a good
our
squad.
receiving.
I like that.
our running back tandem, never get rid of them. Keep David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs until they retire. The best running back.
Even correct, dude.
Jared Goff. I don't think we move on from Jared Goff yet.
No.
We definitely see what he does next year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our offensive line stays the same. Sam Laporta, top 5 tight end in the league. So it's all defensive side of it.
It pretty much is, yeah.
Is what we need to worry about. So.
And injuries did hurt us this year. I would love, I mean, in some other universe where we had no injuries, no big injuries, obviously, the little bumps and bruises from bugs, a little whatever from Anzalone sitting out once in a while. But like having consistent Emmanuel Mosley, having a consistent C.J. Gardner-Johnson, having a consistent James Houston, like that to me brings us to a top 12 defense. Those 3 guys.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, injuries are hurting us a lot, which they hurt every team. Like, you can't make too many excuses for injuries because Eagles have injuries, Chiefs have injuries. Like, all these teams have injuries, and they're all still playing high-caliber football. We're still playing high-caliber football with
exactly
the injuries we have, which is not normal for us. Normally, as soon as somebody gets injured, we lose the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, injuries are hurting us a lot. But I don't know. I think we'll still be fine.
I think so too. What team is doing fine right now? The Detroit Red Wings won 3 straight. Ben, tell me about them.
They're doing better than fine. We beat the Devils, then we beat the Bruins, and then we beat the Wild.
She a bad little. Sorry.
Speaking of the Wild, a Detroit team got another head coach fired this year. Because the Minnesota Wild just fired their head coach.
Dude.
About 10 minutes ago.
This has to be a record.
Or maybe it was like, it's got to be a record, man. Like, we just get everybody fired.
That's wild.
But in those 3 games, we gave up a combined 3 goals scored. Posting a shutout against the Devils. Good old Alex Lyon in his second start of the season. So we gave up 3. We scored 13. So in the last 3 games, our goals to goals against ratio is 13-3. That's insane.
Yeah, that's fire.
Keep the pace for the rest of the season. That ain't happening.
I hope so.
That would be insane.
I hope so.
That would be insane. So in the Devils game, the 4-0 win. The goal scorers in that game were goal scorers in that game. Lucas Raymond, Dylan Larkin, Robbie Fabry, and Mo Sider.
Okay.
In this game, in the first 5 minutes, I think that's how this works. Maybe not. It was either in the first 5 or the first 18. So, we had 3 goals on the board. In the first, I'll say in the first period just so it makes it right.
Mm-hmm.
The first period, we had 3 goals on the board.
Okay.
We got out to a hot start. We didn't score at all in the third period.
Can we do that every game?
Scored once in the second. God, I hope so, because I swear we're making comebacks in every single
Scoring more points than the Pistons.
Yeah, on God, it ain't that hard to do though. So in that game, face-off percentage was 50-50 exactly, which is better than it has been. We had 28 shots on goal compared to New Jersey's 16. So shots on goal looks very, very good. We only had 4 penalty minutes, so we're getting the penalty minutes lower, which is huge for us.
Important.
Going on to the Bruins game, though. 5-2 victory over the Bruins. At that moment in time, until the Bruins played the Rangers the day after, 2 days after they played the Red Wings, the Detroit Red Wings were the only team to beat the Boston Bruins in regulation this year.
Stanley
Cup. They had 2 regulation losses. Both of them to the Detroit Red Wings. One was a 5-2 victory. One was a 5-4
We're in
victory.
their nightmares.
We also lost one to them. So, but we're still up in the
So
regular
does every
season
other team.
series. Yeah, true. They're 14-3-3 right now, if that tells you anything.
Jeez, man.
So in this game, Comfort scored 1, DeBrincat scored 1, Fabry scored another, Larkin scored 1, and Perrone scored 1.
5 goals versus a top 2 team in the NHL is wild.
Top 2? What do you mean top 2? Yeah, it's top 2 New York Rangers.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. New York Rangers.
You're right. I mean, top 3.
Oh, because the Redwings are number 1.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir.
Had to hit my brain real there. Had to hit my brain waves quick there. I don't know what I'm saying at this point.
We're in shambles already.
In that game, 49.2% for the Red Wings, which is still better than I believe the previous 2 games we had against the Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
Which face-off percentage is a huge, like, it ain't that big of a stat, but it also is because it just means you're getting the puck more. You're getting the puck more on your stick, which is huge. In this game, we beat them in shots too, 29 shots on goal to 27 shots on goal.
W.
Only 6 penalty minutes compared to the Bruins 12. So
Jeez.
again, keeping the penalty minutes down, huge. We scored on 2 of the power plays, so we were 2 for 6 this game, which isn't horrible.
That's not bad.
I'll take it.
I'll take that
power play goal because we were doing horrendous at power plays.
Cleaning it up, baby.
We started off the season hot, then we went bad, and we're starting to get hot again on the power play. Going on to the Minnesota Wild game. This game was wild, let me tell you.
No, it was Red Wings.
Well, so Red Wings won this game 4-1. This one was at LCA. Perrone scored twice. Larkin scored, and our boy Gostisbehere scored. Go! It may have been an empty netter, but it's fine. He still scored.
Doesn't matter in the scorebook.
The shots on goal in this game. This is why I say it's wild, because I swear Minnesota dominated us offensively, and they did. Minnesota, 38 shots on goal.
Defense, where you
23.
at? Oh my
23
Lord.
shots on goal. They had 15 more shots on goal than us. Penalty minutes, exact same, 14.
Who's the goalie of that game?
Alex Lyon.
Shout out Alex Lyon, man. We were sitting here weeks ago talking, dude, the Red Wings got to pick a goalie between Reiner and between Huso. Psych! Here comes Alex Lyon out of nowhere.
Here comes Alex Lyon, who in the last 2 games he's played, 38 plus 16 is 54. He has given up 1 goal on 54 shots on goal.
That's unreal. That's over 98%.
Yeah, that's an insane save percentage right there.
Let's keep that up there.
Yeah, 100%. So in this game, face-off percentage, we lost again at 47.4. I'll still take it, though. There was points in the season where we were at like 40% in face-off percentage.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely take that. Had more hits than them. I don't have the stats on like takeaways and stuff like that, but I know I was looking at it earlier, and we have been taking away the puck more than we're giving it away, which we weren't doing at one, like on that little stretch of like where we'd win 1 and then like lose 2, and then we win 1 and then we lose 2. Like it was like that stretch.
Yeah.
But we had 20 total assists over the last 3 games. I ain't gonna name off all the people that had assists because there's like
come on,
people that had assists.
No, I'm just kidding.
We ain't doing that. We were 33.3% on power plays combined in all 3 of these games, which I'll take 100%. It ain't the 50% that we started out at the beginning of the season.
Let's go back, man.
33% in the last 3 games. So some of my key takeaways, we've kind of already talked about some, was Alex Lyon is looking good. Huso's looking a little bit better. Defense is looking a lot better the last couple of games besides that Wild game, because the 38 shots on goal was face-off percentage is looking a little bit better. And question, could we see a winning streak continue versus the Rangers? We play them on Wednesday night.
So my answer to that is we just beat the Bruins. We just beat the Wild, even though they definitely outplayed us. Why not? Why wouldn't we be able to beat the Rangers? I think we can. I think we take this to 4. I think we take this to 5. I would like to see the Red Wings have a winning streak like the Pistons are having a losing streak.
Speaking of the Pistons, since we're sitting here filming right now, I have the live box score sitting up.
We're losing, right? Yeah, we are.
So I can see we're losing by 4 points. We're losing to the Wizards
at home
at the end of the first quarter.
At home. We'll talk more about that in a second.
At home.
But first, let's talk about
But first,
the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers have just made an offseason move. The Tigers have signed free agent right-handed pitcher Kenta Maeda for 2 years, $24 million. That's an AAV of $12 million for all you people who can't do mental math. $12 million per year. Kenta Maeda is a 35-year-old Japanese pitcher who spent the back half of his career as a pitcher in the major leagues. The first few years he spent in Japan overseas, came over, pitched for the Dodgers, moved to the Twins where he really kind of took off a little bit. He's never really been that ace, but he's always been a solid 2, 3, 4 guy. In 2023, which was not one of his best years by far, but a solid year, had it posted a 4.23 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP, and a 10.1 Ks per 9. Now, that's a solid middle-of-the-pack starter on any team. The Tigers, I think it could be too. I expect him to be our 3 or 4 starter. I really do like this deal. One of the reasons is whenever we play the Twins, he always carves us and we can't hit him. So I'm excited to at least have him on our side. Also, the Twins just also gave away Sonny Gray. So what are they doing? I don't know. But I think it's our time to take the Central.
Gave away Sonny Gray. What?
They didn't give him away, but you know what I'm saying? They didn't re-sign him, obviously. Sonny Gray signed with the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
So they lost 2 of their 5 starting pitchers. Yikes. That just opens up the lane for the Tigers to take the Central. I do really like this deal. He gives us another veteran presence on the pitching staff that I think we were missing a little bit.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Now, I love Kenta Maeda, right? I'm going to like him as a Tiger, I think, I hope. But there's a bigger picture. There's another sort of aspect to this deal. Kenta Maeda is Japanese. Who else is Japanese that's a free agent that wants to play with other Japanese players? What team just signed a Japanese player? The Tigers. Who wants to play for teams as Japanese players? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Are we making a push for him?
I mean, I feel like every team is going to be making a push for him. The issue that every team has is, can we afford it?
Are we going to pay for him? The answer, realistically, is probably not because of our past, which is depressing. Because I do think Yamamoto.
Just get Shohei too, and then I guarantee you Yamamoto will come. We'll just get Shohei, Yamamoto,
Ha-Seong Kim.
And we'll just have an all Japanese starting
dude
rotation.
I'm so down for that. You Darvish, come on down, bro. Masahiro Tanaka come out of retirement. He's got to be like 50. The truth is we can afford Yamamoto if we're willing to. We have the room. It would put us on the map. A healthy Tigers team with Yamamoto should be good enough to win the Central.
Yeah, no, 100%. Also, I was just thinking while you were going over that, after we talked about Japanese starting pitchers, why don't we just bring Ichiro Suzuki into pitch? I saw this man pitch
He carved
113 113 pitch, or maybe it was 118 pitch, complete game against a girls' high school team in Japan. This game was to try to bring the influence on girls in baseball, like in Japan. Girls to play baseball in Japan.
Oh, no.
50-year-old Ichiro Suzuki just carve every single one of these girls. They're all complete game shutout.
Dude is just completing side quests now.
He was 2 for 5 with a double. Kind of disappointing. Expected to hit a little bit better than
Yo. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it's wild. I don't know what's going on.
Yo, what? He's a dog. Yeah, bring him to the Tigers too.
Ichiro Suzuki, come back. God, I miss watching that man play. I swear if he was in the league right now, he'd still be over a 300 hitter, but
He might be.
who knows?
All right. Tell me about the big game this past weekend.
The big game this past weekend. Alabama versus Auburn. That game was no, nobody cares.
Dude, real quick though. Auburn sold so hard. You thought the Bears sold against the Lions, bro? Nah, you ain't ever seen anything like this. 4th and goal from the 30, and you give up a tutty, bro. What are you doing?
Dude, you don't understand how bad I was cheering for Auburn, too.
Me too.
Auburn beats Bama, and then Bama beats Georgia in the SEC championship game. Who's in the college football playoffs?
I don't know.
Because you're not putting 2-loss Bama in there. But are you putting a Georgia team who just lost to a 2-loss Bama instead of like the Big 12 champion?
I don't know, dude. Would have been wild.
Nah. All right, but we'll go back to the game, the biggest rivalry in sports over the weekend. Michigan football versus Ohio State. Game was at the Big House. Michigan defeats Ohio State 30-24. U of M played phenomenal in all aspects of the game, besides covering a certain wide receiver named Marvin Harrison Jr., who probably would have done more against us if Kyle McCord wasn't the quarterback. Yeah, so Marvin Harrison Jr., number one player and number one wide receiver in college football, top 10 player in college football, like
Easily.
There's no arguing against it. He's a dog. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes number 1 overall to the Chicago Bears.
That'd be wild.
What are they going to do with it? Trade it? I don't think they're not moving on from Justin Fields. They're not going to do it.
Well, they might have the first 2 picks.
True.
But they're starting to do a little bit better, so I don't know if their pick's number 1 anymore. But the Panthers...
They still are.
Oh, are they? The Panthers pick's number 1.
That's why they have the number 1.
That's what I'm saying. They might not have 1 and 2 anymore because they started to do a little better.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't have 1, 2 anymore. But going back, U of M stats in this game. J.J. McCarthy, 148 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 80% completion percentage. That's
Efficient.
Pretty damn good if you ask me. Like
against Ohio State, yeah.
Efficient.
That's fire.
Like if you're looking at it and you're seeing 148 pass yards and the 1 touchdown, that's all you see.
That's a Kenny Pickett stat.
Yeah, it's a Kenny Pickett stat line. But 1, we didn't need to pass the ball. We can win this game on the ground.
Like the Steelers.
No, Steelers wins it because they're defense.
Am I really comparing the Michigan Wolverines to the Steelers?
Can we stop comparing the Michigan Wolverines to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I think they might win, honestly.
Blake Corum, 22 carries, 88 yards, 2 tutties. He breaks the single-season rushing touchdown record at the University of Michigan. He has 22 now. Next closest was Hassan Haskins with 20. Tennessee Titans GOAT. Also,
give me the stat.
Quick stat.
Give me the stat.
Blake Corum.
Give it to me.
Blake Corum, like I just said, has 22 rushing touchdowns.
Oh, Lord. Don't do it to him.
The Michigan State Spartans have a total of 22 touchdowns in the year. I'm pretty sure they scored close to a combined 90 points in their first 3 games, too.
Oh, man.
So they probably have less than 10 touchdowns the rest of the season than their first 3 games.
Shout out them for trying to compete with Penn State on Friday. It was close for a few minutes.
The quarter. The first quarter ended 3-0.
Hey, it was tied in the first quarter. At one point, it was tied.
It was tied in the first quarter. Michigan State was never winning the game, though.
They did get their new head coach, so shout out them. That's going to be a good hire for them, I think. So good for them.
Yeah, we'll see. But getting off the Michigan State topic, because who cares about those Sparties? Who cares about little brother who can't even score a touchdown? Colston Loveland, 5 receptions, 88 yards in the game. Huge day from him. It's what I was expecting to see all season from him, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't needed to pass the ball at all. Like, some of our receiver sets, I feel like, would be so much better if we had to pass the ball. But when your run game is this good and your offensive line is this dominant, you don't need to pass the ball, which people have to get through their heads because of how many people are telling me Michigan football sucks because of the passing yards. And I'm like, and J.J. McCarthy sucks. I go, look at his efficiency rating. His efficiency rating is really, really good. Yes, he's not dropping 300-plus yards every single game because we have 300-plus yards on the ground.
He's no Jaden Daniels. Because he doesn't need to be.
Roman Wilson. No, we have a defense also, so he ain't no Caleb Williams because we don't have to pass the ball 72 times in one game.
Or Michael Penix, yeah.
Win. But Roman Wilson, 3 receptions, 36 yards, and a tutty. Very questionable touchdown. I think in that situation, whatever call is made on the field there is the call that's going to stand.
Correct, yeah.
On the field was a touchdown, so it's going to stand. It was just too close to overturn. You can't overturn that.
Agreed.
Going to the defensive side of the ball, Will Johnson, interception, clamped up Marvin Harrison.
Dog.
I know we said Marv had a big game, but
in the grand scheme of things, it could have been way worse.
Marv really didn't have it could have been way worse. Like, I expected it to be way worse. I ain't gonna lie. But then I remembered Kyle McCord was the quarterback.
Like, if you just look strictly receptions, it's a good game. 5 receptions.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, it was just deep balls, which I think 2 of them, or at least one of them, was like a 30-yard bomb on that last drive that they were where Michigan State. I mean,
the bend don't break.
Where Michigan was just trying to play soft coverage and not let them in the end zone, which is what you're gonna do. I think 2 of the receptions came there. Rod Moore, game-sealing pick.
Solid.
Pass rush got to Kyle McCord. That's all I gotta say. Kyle McCord.
Not good under pressure. We finally got to him.
Yeah, no. Kyle McCord sucks under pressure. Kyle McCord just sucks. Junior Colson, 7 tackles, 4 assists, 11 tackles total. Really good game by him. He's been
nails,
in my opinion, a top 10 linebacker in the country. Do I pay attention to linebackers that much on other teams? No, I pay attention to more of the offensive side of the ball. But from what I'm seeing from him, he's been one of the best Michigan linebackers, middle linebackers I've seen in a while.
Since like Devin Bush.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that, man.
I know.
He's my user, Seahawks Snapback Madden League. We're winning that. We're winning it. But
all right.
Special teams. We're shouting out a special teams player.
Yeah, we are.
Do that often. James Turner, 3 for 3 on field goals, including a 50-yard bomb.
That was a nuke.
Now, when I saw James Turner walking out to kick this football, right? I'm sitting there and I'm like, why don't we have Jake Moody anymore?
Jake Moody, come back.
Why did you have to use every single one of your years of eligibility already? But then this man goes up and he hits a nuke, and I'm like, never mind. I love you, James Turner. I still miss Jake Moody a lot. Oh,
yeah, facts.
He's in my heart.
I'm sad now.
He has looked kind of bad this year, though. But we don't need to talk about that.
Not the first 3 games.
Not the first 3 games. No, not at all. But moving on for Michigan. we'll talk about Ohio State stats just a tiny bit. Kyle McCord, gross, garbage. Throw him in the trash. 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Trash. Those 2 interceptions. Yeah.
If you take away those 2 interceptions, really good game from Kyle McCord against Michigan. Those 2 interceptions, horrible.
They stare at me on the screen more than I stare at, I don't know, literally anybody, anything.
All right, we're not demonetized yet. No, but that first Kyle McCord interception, he threw it to Marvin Harrison Jr., and that ball was so bad.
Yeah.
Will Johnson basically ran the route for Marvin Harrison, to be fair, but that ball was still so bad.
Yeah.
It went straight into the corner's hands. I swear to God, Kyle McCord thought Will Johnson was Marvin Harrison Jr. in that situation. I think he's colorblind, honestly. I don't think you can tell the difference between white and blue. But, yeah, no.
Wild thing to say.
If you can't tell, I think Kyle McCord is awful.
Yeah, how do you feel about Kyle McCord?
He's garbage. I've been watching him all season. I never thought he was good. Every single one of those Ohio State fans were like, oh, we love Kyle McCord. This game happens, and they want to throw him in the dump now. I do feel bad for the guy because if you go on his social media pages and you look in his comments, he is getting a lot of hate speech right now and threats, and it's just not good to see from the football community.
Yeah, that's bad.
But it's a very bad look on Ohio State fans. So
True.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
My starting quarterback.
I have one more question for you about this game. How do I word this? How do you feel about Kyle McCord?
Kyle McCord, I think he's one of the best bottom 5 quarterbacks in the NCAA.
All right.
No, but Travion Henderson, 19 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm pretty sure 40 of those 60 yards came on their first. It was either their first or second touchdown scoring drive. Where they just ran the ball all over us right down the field. It was Henderson and then their backup. I'm pretty sure 40 of the yards came there. Besides that, 3 yards per carry throughout the game. Not good by him.
Not good.
It's the worst I've seen him play all season.
Yeah. Shut him down, baby.
Marvin Harrison Jr., 5 receptions, 118 yards, and a touchdown. Honestly, it's a decent game from him. The 118 yards are definitely good. But honestly, expected to see more out of the best receiver in the country.
But we clamped.
I guess when you got Kyle McCord throwing you the ball and Michigan DB's on you, you ain't doing anything.
The Kyle McCord slander's crazy.
Some of my thoughts on this game. There's just one. Kyle McCord sucks. The other one, Michigan is the best team in the country.
Facts.
Put us against Georgia. Hey. We have your signs already, so we winning no matter what.
Yeah, college football playoff rankings does not agree with you. They say Georgia's the best team in the country. We'll see.
Not surprised.
We'll see.
The NCAA likes to do a certain thing to SEC teams that I cannot say in this podcast. But you all know what I'm talking about.
But it's rightfully earned too. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. They have 30 straight wins now. Okay, that's enough about winning teams. We need to talk about one of the best Detroit teams.
I don't want to.
The 2023 Detroit Pistons.
The Pistons right now have lost 13 straight games. They're down 2 to the Wizards as I am speaking currently in the second quarter. 4 points actually. They lost their 13th straight game Friday night against the Pacers in Indiana in-season tournament. I did my good duty as a Detroit sports podcaster, and I actually watched this game with my dad. Well, Caleb, what did you see? Well, I saw a team who competed for 3 quarters, Just so you know, there's 4 quarters in a basketball game. Just thought I'd mention. We do show these flashes where I think, dang, dude, we are solid. And then we score 17 points in the fourth quarter, and I think, yep, all right. Yeah, all right. Yep, all right. We're a team with a bunch of just dudes running around being athletes, like a lot. Everyone is either long or very quick. The problem is a lack of scoring and shooting depth. Our best shooters that night I watched the game, Cade Cunningham, not surprising. I'm okay with that. Second, Alec Burks. Okay, Alec Burks has been solid this year. I'm not going to lie. He's been solid. But if we just take a step back, look from a general fan's perspective of the NBA, and see Alec Burks as your second best shooter on your team, there's a problem there. And number 3 is Isaiah Livers. Shout out Isaiah Livers. Love him, dude. Michigan guy. As much as I love him, he's not a shooter. He shouldn't be a shooter. Can he throw one in? Yeah. Can he throw 2 in? Yeah. Is he going to be the guy that throws 5-6 in a game? Nope. We don't have one of those guys.
Speaking of Isaiah Livers, right now with 2:38 left in the second quarter, he is 1 for 3 from three-pointer.
Okay.
He shot 3 shots. His plus minus -13.
Nice.
James Wiseman on the bench, -8. Killian Hayes on the bench, -3. Alec Burks on the bench, -8. Marcus Sasser, -7.
Someone has to be plus.
Cade Cunningham, that's our bench.
Oh.
That's our entire bench. Cade Cunningham as a starter, -1. Every single one else of our starters, besides Jaden Ivey, are +4, and then Jaden Ivey's +8.
Nice.
Our starters, as soon as we bring our bench in, that's what's losing us this game right now.
Yeah.
Also, I was looking at the game cast, and the first thing I see is Jalen Duren turnover, bad pass out of bounds, and I'm like,
oh Lord,
that's a Pistons thing.
Oh Lord. So we are really missing some guard depth off the bench. I like Cade. I like Jaden. I like Marcus Sasser. Speaking of Marcus Sasser, why is he getting less than 5 minutes of playing time? He's not going to develop. When he gets more minutes, he plays very, very well. He was like a leading scorer one night when he played like 15 minutes. What are we doing, bro? Did I miss a stretch of games where he just sucked? I don't think so. That's a whole other rant. But I feel like this team could be coached and managed a bit better. And speaking of guards, I'm over with. Killian Hayes can honestly just, I don't care. Go bag groceries at Walmart. Go be a shopping clerk at Meijer. I don't care. I'm so done with him, especially watching Tyrese Halliburton, who was taken after Killian Hayes, go absolutely crazy against the Pistons. It made me just even angrier. In that game, Killian Hayes was like 7th or 8th in like minutes played, and he had the worst plus minus on the team. He didn't even play that much. He didn't even play that badly either, but like according to the stat sheet, right? I think he had 6 points, one for 3 or something shooting, whatever. No turnovers, which is good. But just seeing Tyrese just absolutely cook us just made it even more frustrating that this man is just chucking up southpaw brick after brick after brick, I feel like.
Absolutely destroying Asar Thompson's ankles.
Ugh.
Hey, Thompson got a poster in that game too. That
True.
Nice.
True. Yeah.
Speaking of Marcus Sasser, he's at his max amount of minutes already this game. He is 5. So
he's not going back.
We'll see Marcus Sasser at all. We'll see though.
So yeah, Monday night's game, the one that's happening right now versus the Pistons, or versus the Wizards. Pistons are home. The Wizards have lost 9 straight. The Pistons have lost 13 straight. One of these streaks has to end. I don't think that you could tie the NBA. Imagine. Whose streak is going to end? Right now, the Wizards have the edge, but it is only the first half, and we're a second half team.
We are? I feel like I feel like we're a no half. I feel like
We're a warm-up
like
team.
2 minutes. We're like the first 2 minutes, and then it just goes downhill after.
We look fire in warm-ups.
Yeah, no. I honestly don't know who's gonna win this game. We both suck. Right now, there's been in the first half, there's been 14 total turnovers between both teams.
How much we got?
We have less. We have 6.
That's a first.
They have 8.
That's a first.
We're looking good on the stat sheet right now, man.
We're looking fire.
Really, really good. Looking at this Wizards team, I know 3 people on this team. I swear to God.
We have to be better than the Wizards this year. We have to be.
Do we?
We have to be, bro. We have to.
Tanking for Victor. That's the plan.
We're still tanking for Victor.
Tanking for Victor.
Imagine we pick this random second round guy I've never heard of this year, and his name's Victor, and I don't even know what his other name is, and I would laugh so hard.
If we pick a dude named Victor this year,
I'm getting a jersey.
Me. I'm the GM of the Detroit Pistons.
I'm getting 100%. A jersey.
All
All right. Let's move on from the Pistons. We are going to start a new segment on Tuesdays called Trivia Tuesday. We're going to quiz each other on different topics. Let's take a look at the board real quick. Boom. All right. We're going to start with Benji quizzing me first. Benji, take it over, bro. What do you got for me?
So in this trivia, you will be guessing a.
It looks scary.
He played one time in his he played part of his career in Detroit.
Okay.
It's not the entire career in Detroit.
Okay.
You're going to be guessing a player based off of some of his career stats. Mm-hmm. So behind each one of these boards, you got numbers to choose from, is a certain category of stats. Mm-hmm. That will show you, and you'll have a guess after each number you choose.
Okay.
And we'll see if you can guess the player.
All right.
So pick a number you would like to see removed.
One is looking extra voluptuous. Give me one.
Give you one. All right.
Oh, God.
So, he started his career with Detroit. Then he went to Minnesota. And then he went to the Raiders. Do you have a guess?
So, we're looking at Lions players.
On the first try. I'm going to cry.
This is Lions because Las Vegas. Well... Yeah. Unless it's a hockey team.
Oh, he also played for Carolina.
Unless it's a hockey team. Hockey player. Can I pass? I have a guess, but
you can pass.
I'm gonna pass. I'm not sure yet.
You might as well throw a guess out there though, so you can just give a guess.
Well, I have a Lions guess.
Okay.
There's only one guy I know that plays for the Raiders right now and played for. I know who it is. If it's a Lion, I know who it is. This was way too easy, bro. If this is a Lion, it's Amir Abdullah.
Well, that was the quickest trivia part of all time.
Let's go, bro.
Amir Abdullah is the correct.
I think I got the easiest hint. What were the other hints I want to see?
The other hints were...
Oh, yeah, there's no chance I'm getting rushing yards. Or the carry. Dude, I picked the easiest one.
Receiving yards, touchdowns. There's season...
I picked the easiest one.
1 carry, 1 rush yard, 3 receptions. You picked the easiest one. I wanted to start off the trivia segment with an easier player.
I like it. Maybe in the future...
I didn't realize that it was going to be that easy.
Maybe in the future, you don't tell me years. You just tell me what teams he played for. I think that would be a lot harder. But, dude, let's go. Yeah. There's only one guy I know that played for that went to... Yeah. Let's go, dude.
That may have been the quickest trivia segment of all time.
Dude,
next week will be more difficult.
All right, good. Yeah, this is a little warm-up. This is a little taste. I'm going to get into yours real quick. I'm going to pull yours up. Yours is off the dome, all right? I'll bibliograph it for it right now, but you don't have anything to look at right now. Can you So we started to see, these edge rushers go crazy in the NFL. And this, this isn't necessarily something Lions, but I just want to kind of talk about it. The TJ Watt, his sacks and stuff, he's passed his brother and stuff for the fastest, whatever. Can you name me the top 5 edge rushers with the best sacks per game average? Minimum of 8 games played.
Is this season or all time?
Career, all season. There's some legends on here. I think you got it. Let's hear it.
This is wild.
I think that
Lawrence Taylor.
I picked this knowing that I think you can get these. Your first guess is Lawrence Taylor. He is number 8 on the list. So you're hovering. You're hovering.
Oh, so you said first, and you said 8 minimum.
Minimum 8 games played. That was just the base. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna go James Houston, but he only played 7 because I'm like he's averaging like 1.2 sacks per game. It was gonna be the quickest guess off my dome right there.
You could just guess him if you wanted. Is that your next guess?
I'm not. Why would I? He's played 7 games. Wait, no, because he played 1 this season. James Houston.
Number 3 on the list is James Houston. He's played 9 career games with 8 sacks. That puts him at a .89. For reference, Lawrence Taylor was a .79. So James Houston, number 3, lock it in. I thought that was going to be the last one you got.
Because I'm like, oh wait, 8 game minimum. I feel like there's gonna be some young guys on there, and then James Houston ran through my head, and I'm like, wait a second.
So there goes the whole point of my trivia. But I think you can get the next 4 easily.
Oh, edge rushers. Oh my God, Reggie White.
Reggie White is number 5 on the list. Good poll. So you have number 3 and number 5.
Okay. Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 10.
Oh, never mind.
17 on the list with a .73, tied with a few other guys. By the way, Reggie White has a .85 sacks per game average.
Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa is an excellent guest. He is number 7 on the list, just ahead of Lawrence Taylor with a .82 sacks per game ratio.
God, I'm gonna get the top 10 at this point. God, I'm just thinking of current players. I literally can't think of any.
There's current players left.
And there's current players
Mm-hmm.
left. TJ Watt.
TJ Watt is number 1 with a .93 sacks per game ratio.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Nah, that's insane.
It's almost 1. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. Is there any more current players
There
left?
are a current player left. There might be 1, there might be 2.
Why do I feel like it's a Philadelphia Eagle?
Do you want me to tell you if it is or not?
Why do I feel like Max Crosby is on this list?
Max Crosby is not in the top 25.
Okay. Like how I said, I like how I said Philadelphia Eagle and then threw Max.
Yeah, I was like, what? Where are we going with this?
The pivot of the century, Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter's not on this list. I believe.
TJ Watt's brother, JJ.
That's a great guess. JJ Watt is number 12 on the
8.
list.
Okay.
With .76. You're hovering.
This is ridiculous.
Great poll.
This is hard.
Great poll.
All time.
I did tell you there's current players left. There's current players left.
I know. I'm trying to think of current players, but all that's coming to my head is Nick Bosa. Chase Young, I don't feel like got that many sacks.
Let me know if you want a hint. I'll give you hints if you want.
I'll take one. I'll take one hint right now.
This guy, I talk about it on this podcast a lot, that he gives teams nightmares, specifically quarterbacks. Especially if he has a helmet in his hand.
Oh, duh. It's Myles Garrett. How did I not get
Myles Garrett is number 2 on the list with a .92 sacks per game, right behind TJ Watt. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 5. 1 is TJ Watt, 2 is Myles Garrett, 3 is James Houston, 4 is blank, 5 is Reggie White.
No, Brian Burns. It's not Brian.
It's not Brian Burns. Nope.
Ndamukong Suh.
Imagine he is not on the list.
No, there's no way. Is this? I'll take one more hint. Is this last guy a legend or current player?
Current player.
Current player. Okay. Oh God. I'm trying to think of younger guys who've been getting a lot of sacks.
There you go. You're on the right track.
Like, is it rookie season or is it like sophomore season or a younger guy?
It is not a rookie.
Okay, not a rookie.
Once you get it, you're going to be like, oh, I'm an idiot.
No, I know. But, like, it's not Montez Sweat.
Nope.
It's not going to be Chase Young. It's not going to be Aiden Hutchinson.
I'll tell you it's NFC.
NFC. Oh, God. Here we go. Okay. It's not Aaron Donald. I already said him.
You actually did not say Aaron Donald yet.
Did I not?
Mm-mm.
Is it Aaron Donald?
No, he's like number 8, 9, 10, 18 on the list.
17.
0.73. Tied with...
Who's number 17?
Did you already say Aaron Donald? Maybe you did.
Yeah, I already did.
That makes
It was
sense.
like my second guess.
That makes sense. He is tied with Von Miller, 0.73. So shout out those two.
So it's not going to be a Lion. It's not a Chicago Bear.
Mm-mm.
It's not a Minnesota Viking. It's
No, it's not Daniil Hunter. He is on the list though.
It's not a. Is it a Green Bay Packer? Is it the guy that just got 3 sacks against us?
No, it's not.
No, because he's done nothing else.
All right, you got this now. I know. I believe.
So it's not NFC North. Oh God, I got.
Hey, instead of doing this, I would run through like power rankings. 3, 2, 1.
So it's.
Oh, I thought you were gonna get it.
Eagles or 49ers. It's Eagles or 49ers. Then I feel like, unless it's a Dolphin. Oh, wait, Dolphins AFC. So no, we're good. God, who are the Eagles?
Oh my gosh, dude. This is this is rough, bro.
Is this hard to listen to?
Yes.
Is it like so obvious?
This is so sad. All right, I'm gonna give you one more hint. Big Ten legend.
Big Ten legend?
Oh no. Dude, go through power rankings right now. NFC power rankings. Who's number 1?
Eagles.
2.
49ers.
Sure. 3.
Lions.
Sure. Who's 4?
Cowboys. So it's a Cowboy. Who are the Cowboys DNs, bro?
No shot, bro.
Dexter Lawrence.
Oh shit! What is happening right now?
Is it a Michigan player?
What is happening right now? We're canceling the trivia segment. We're canceling it. Bro.
Oh, God, give me Detroit players, man.
It's not a Detroit.
Detroit podcast. I know it's a Dallas Cowboy player. The way you reacted. Who's on the Dallas Cowboys as an edge rusher? Oh my God, it's Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is number 4 with a .86 sacks per game. Oh my gosh. Good poll. I'm honestly impressed you pulled James Houston first. That's the most impressive thing in this pod. Can't believe bro forgot about Micah
Parsons. I pulled James Houston, but I can't pull the best edge rusher in the league right now with Micah Parsons.
Honestly, W segment, we're definitely going to be doing this. Yeah, that's going to be that's going to be it for us this week.
Micah Parsons is the downfall of trivia already.
That's going to be it for this week. Hopefully the Pistons get the dub tonight. You guys will be watching this tomorrow. Hopefully we have a win streak started. Check out our teams in action this week. The Lions are in action against the Saints on Sunday. Tune into that. We'll have another pod before that going over it more in depth. Tune in for our pick'ems on Friday. What else we got? Follow us on Insta.
Redwings against the Rangers on Wednesday.
Oh, big game.
Huge game. Pistons, I'm sure, play, but who cares? Sure, Michigan basketball plays, but again, who cares? Michigan football in the Big Ten Championship this weekend, which we'll talk about on Friday more.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
That's all I got too, man. Follow us on Instagram at motown.madness. Same thing as TikTok, motown.madness. We will be seeing you guys in the next one. We're out of here. Peace. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to never miss another video of ours. Check out our Instagram at motown.madness for daily posts and content all about Detroit sports. And check out our TikTok, motown.madness, for clips and highlights of each episode.